Well, making fun of Joe Biden at this day and age, especially with the cringy stuff he was doing on the 19th for Juneteenth, might be seen as being attacking low-hanging fruit. Well, it appears that Kamala Harris, on the other hand, was hanging out with some low-hanging fruit, and Kamala Harris celebrates Queer Eye cast at the White House amid a brutal polling. Yeah, it's kind of interesting, right? Because the Democrats have painted themselves in a corner where on June 19th, remember Juneteenth, the holiday that Biden signed into historical record a few years ago, and it's very important, but he also made a big problem for himself, noting that, oh God, there's a overarching holiday, and then you make a race-based holiday. So how are you going to go ahead and square that circle? Well, you just got to go ahead and give, your day and date gay responsibilities over to your border AI czar. This is not like she has much else to do. So yeah, you can just go ahead and host those incredibly relevant Queer Eye for the Straight Guy reunions. Like, what? That's the best that you can do. And like Breitbart points out, okay, brutal polling right now. So that's what you're trying to do. So what, you're trying to cultivate the demographic that overwhelmingly votes for you? Like, interesting, very interesting. Vice President Kamala Harris celebrated the cast of Netflix's Queer Eye at the White House while she faces brutal polling numbers. Can we talk? Queer Eye star Jonathan Van Ness is heard saying in the video, to which Harris replies, "Come on, just so you know, we're going to fight every urge not to open drawers. It's in our DNA," Queer Eye star Jai Rodriguez quipped in the White House. I didn't know they had a Netflix adaptation. I remember that show from, the mid-2000s? It's kind of crazy how much of a cultural malaise is over the top of this stuff. But anyways, in another clip, Harris is shown pointing at a photograph telling the Queer Eye stars, "See, there's John Lewis." Oh, that race baiter. Yeah. Thank God he's dead. But it's kind of crazy, right? Because hopping ahead to the polling numbers, the vice president's favorability rating is 10 points underwater, with 52% of the respondents saying Harris is unfavorable. There's 42% of people that said that she is favorable. What kind of a super sample was going after her family? Okay, and even still, I don't even know if you could go to anybody who has a relation to Kamala and find her favorable, unless of course you're going to Willie Brown or Montel Williams, and it's well, at the time she was favorable. These results are only a little better than Biden's 54 unfavorable to a 43% favorable. When asked Harris who would make a good president, if she would make a good president, 41% said yes, while 51% said no, absolutely not. So in an attempt to appeal more relatable to the public, she decides to bring on the cast of Queer Eye for the Straight Guy. It's oh my God, man. Okay, this is what you're doing. These are the people. This is what you're doing, because okay, I remember seeing the guy all the way on the left right there. Okay, he was everywhere in the mid-2000s, but I don't seem to remember Jesus in a schmedium dress, in a schmedium sundress. What's this all about? Okay, and I thought this was a joke. I thought this was a skit or something like that. I thought that, maybe AI was, catching up with the times, or somebody just kind of had a somewhat believable White House press room, set or something like that. But no, this is real. Okay, Jonathan Van Ness, after Ness came out as trans, really, at that moment, still rocking that beard. What? He advocated for children to get medical and surgical transitions. Yeah, of course, this will appeal better. Okay, these will get those approval ratings up with, undecided and middle American voters, because you have your coastal elites who agree with you on everything. Who's this going to win? That would be a self-described moderate. What are you doing? Okay, stating that they're completely reversible and safe. Science says, that's not the case anymore. Aside from making a mockery of this country, this is an attack from within. Is it any more or less cringe than that long fingernail TikTok intern that you guys brought in for a couple of days in and around the time of the botched Afghanistan withdrawal, which is also very funny to point out as well, as somebody else has, which, yeah, we got all of these cringy videos where Kamala is just meeting with this, I don't even know what to say. I don't know if it's a mockery, but there, yeah, you have, the second husband, okay, the first cuck's second husband. The parents of the service members who died in Afghanistan's withdrawal couldn't get a White House invite, but this dude did. Yeah, exactly, because who remembers those 13 servicemen and women that were killed in that stupid Kabul extraction attempt? Who cares about all those men and women who died during that ill-advised and idiotically prompted campaign in the Middle East that dominated the 2000s and 2010s. They don't matter. Okay, dead people can't vote, unless, of course, you're a Biden supporter. But this is ridiculous, man. Absolutely ridiculous. But of course, if you have a problem with that or with anything else that the Biden administration is doing, if you're pointing out that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, their polling numbers are well underwater, you're pointing out that Joe Biden is not fit for office, well, your eyes are lying to you. Don't believe what you see, believe what the party tells you, because the Biden campaign creates a special task force to mitigate cheap fake videos. What the hell is a cheap fake video? Is that a video with this Jonathan Van Ness guy pretending to be a woman? No. This is actual events of Joe Biden falling on a flat stage, falling off his bicycle, falling upstairs, him mush-mouthing his way through a prepared speech, repeat the line during consecutive appearances, him shuffling like an old man off stage without answering any questions from the media. There's nothing wrong with Joe. Those are cheap fakes. Biden campaign reportedly created a special task force to reduce the impact of videos that show the president malfunctioning in public. White House aides have become more sensitive about videos of President Joe Biden and have begun to quarrel with the media allies about coverage of Biden's age, gaffes, videos exposing moments of strange confusion. Yeah, to the point where now, more recently, he's just begin to freeze. Okay, in place, either, waving at the crowd, not knowing exactly where to go until, like it's pointed out over there, and I did in another video where Barack Obama had to come over and go, "Oh, Christ, Joe, you're just making us look more embarrassing than we already are. Wake up for a second from your drug-induced coma." I cannot wait for those debates next Thursday. I guess this upcoming Thursday. They are going to be legendary, because if you think Trump, even just simply getting his mic muted, is going to somehow corral the offhanded remarks, I mean, you don't remember Trump, huh? The White House invented the term cheap fakes after a video on Sunday showed former President Barack Obama walking Biden off stage after the president appeared to freeze at the fundraiser. Yeah, that's the video that I pointed to and we showed before. Anyways, another video from June 13th appears to show Biden wandering off in the distance. Oh, this is the one that wasn't exactly all that dissimilar from, if you remember, I think it was Easter 2022. Where the Easter bunny, okay, a guy in a bunny suit had to make sure that Biden didn't get too attracted to one of the kids in the front row. He was just wandering. It was so strange. Yes, before Italian Prime Minister, globalist, wolf in sheep's clothing, Giorgia Meloni, turned him back to the group of world leaders watching a skydiving video. Third video showed Vice President Kamala Harris and allies dancing at a Juneteenth event where Biden appeared to stare blankly, not moving, with an empty smile on his face. Chances are you've either seen those or you've seen Biden just simply skip like an old record while the music continues to play. The campaign established a task force to mitigate the risks posed by cheap fakes, a Biden official told Politico's West Wing Playbook Tuesday evening. It is also responsible of social media companies and media allies to mitigate the impact of these videos. So yeah, stop showing Joe Biden being Joe Biden. Voters deserve an accurate information to inform their choices this November, and our campaign will be vigilant in calling out these lies when we see them. Campaign spokesperson Maya Enberg, of course, told Playbook, "We hope media organizations and others with influential platforms follow our lead." No one ever bought into the cheap fake spin. Oh, I'm sorry, not everyone bought into the cheap fake spin. Because, yeah, man, we're going to see it live in 4K. There's probably a reason why they wanted good old Uncle Joe to conserve as much energy as possible and have a sit-down debate with Trump on CNN. Because we all kind of know that Joe's not really long for this world. I'm not hoping for anything, okay? I'm just kind of tired of this charade. It's been sad forever. It was sad before 2020. It's been sad all the way up until the current day, and he just continues to deteriorate in front of our very eyes. It was bad back in like 2021 or 2022, back when he was just simply falling up the stairs when he could make it up the stairs. When was the last time we ever seen him, off flat ground? But just how much he's fallen off since then. Like they were posting, and I've made the contrast videos between Joe and 2017 when he was just, a chipper 190 years old. But no, when he was just simply vice president. Well, I guess that would have been earlier in the timeline, but still, just comparing and contrasting the way he would speak, like even back when he was just a simple senator from Delaware, the man could really control an audience. He was a very charismatic speaker, even if the words that he was reading weren't necessarily his, even though he tried to pass them off as his own. But what we're seeing right now, especially with that picture right there, really just does show why this administration, okay, is so goddamn unpopular, because people can see. Okay, they can try to tell you that, no, it's cheap fakes. No, it's just lies. It's lies. You've been deceived. It's MAGA King spinning a narrative. You don't believe, you're racist. Okay, it's like, nah, man, nah, your tricks don't work here anymore. And if they wholeheartedly believe that any of this stuff works, oh boy, are they going to be in for a rude awakening come November. It is going to be a biblical. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.